Alright, how is everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about a stock that I've talked about before on this channel that has definitely today, especially since it's down so much, the potential to bring some insane gains within the next few years. And it is down over 30% in just this week alone. So I've had people asking me, should I buy the stock, stuff like that. So I'm making another update video on this. And that stock is, of course, Corsair stock. Now, right before we jump into this, if you haven't already, make sure you guys sign up for Webull. I have a link down below in the description. All you guys have to do is deposit $100 and you get 4 free stocks. This is a limited time promotion. So usually 2 stocks, but I think for December they're doing 4 free stocks. So if you haven't already signed up for Webull, make sure to do so. I'll have a link down in the description down below. So definitely make sure to do that. Webull is actually my brokerage that I personally use myself, so I would definitely recommend it. So that is that. Corsair now is at a 47p currently, but what I usually do is I usually look at the 4p, and that is where stuff gets interesting, right? It's only a 34p ratio. Now Corsair is obviously, if you haven't seen my last video on it, it's basically a stock that has to do everything with computers and actually building your own like PC. And especially, you guys know this year has been crazy for the amount of people that have been kind of forced or are now turning to using more computers and shifting more of your lifestyle to be online, right? But they not only own that, they own everything that has to do with streaming equipment as well. So if you're recording something and want to stream it live to people, you're most likely going to go to Corsair and their companies that they own to do that. And that's where it gets pretty interesting. They're expected to grow so much over the next few years, and I'm going to tell you guys basically all about that and how the valuation will play out. And in my opinion, if you guys want to hold this for at least a year or so, how big of a gain you can definitely get with this stock. Now make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 600 subscribers by the end of this year, so we're very close. So if all of you guys watching right now can do that, and that'll actually bring me closer to my goal, and I'll be really appreciated. So definitely in the last 5 days, I was actually very glad to see it down this much. Let's look at their growth, which is actually pretty crazy. Like, they went IPO this year, right? They're a brand new company. They IPO'd at $17, so that it's twice as much as where it IPO'd at. Now, I made a video talking about Corsair stock when it was at $27. Now, I didn't buy too much at the time. I barely bought a few shares, right? Like, I did not make a big position yet on the stock. But what happened the next day was that it literally, very next day on the 12th and the 13th, it kept going up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and up to 80% gain since I made that video. So I was a bit bummed out. I got a lot of comments at $40 a share, $50 a share, asking me, like, should I buy this stock? It's went up so high. But in my opinion, I can't talk. I'm not sure if I replied to them or not, but I believe I told most of those people that do not buy it at that price. It's way too expensive to buy it at $40, $50. Like, the stock could have easily kept going up with hype, but I'm very glad to see it actually return back to normal. It's at $34 a share here today. If it goes, let me tell you guys right now, if it goes under $30 at all, it's a buy, man. It's a buy, because this stock at a 4p ratio of only, it was right here at only 34 forward PE. If it goes under $30, that P is going to drop to like under 30. So you're going to get a P ratio in the 20s for a company that is expected to grow so much just this year alone, right? So we see that this company has basically doubled in the last few years. It went from 50 million to 80, 90, now to over $1 billion. But that's nothing, right? This last year they did 1.1 billion. But look at this year. They've done that much in 3 quarters alone. They got 5, 3, 4, 8, and then basically 13. So they're probably going to do close to 2 billion. They've doubled revenues just in 2020 alone. And that is actually crazy. So obviously this has to do with the pandemic. And if everything returns back to normal, theoretically they're not going to be doing as good. But where I don't see this exactly happening is because of basically there's the sector they're operating, and people are always going to need computers and stuff like that. And I don't think this people are magically going to stop buying computers just because of this happening. Now, this is exactly what Corsair owns. I'm going to go through it very quickly. They own Scuff Gaming, Elgato, and stuff like that. I talked about this in my last videos, but Scuff Gaming is huge in my opinion because of the amount of basically the branding they have, right? If you go on YouTube and you search Scuff Gaming, there's videos with hundreds of thousands of views that come up at least once a month that are not paid sponsorships, that are like purely just people talking about Scuff Gaming or actually using it and showcasing it. Now maybe they got the product for free, who knows, but they're not like videos of advertisement videos. They're like people like me and you that are making these type of videos, and that is definitely something that we love to see in companies, that that raw sort of viewership coming to a product, not because of it being forced down someone's throat, right, in the form of an advertisement. Obviously they own Origin PC, which are pre-built PCs, but the main thing I like is the Elgato streaming as well. Basically, if you're gonna stream at all anything, you're probably going to use an Elgato. You might use this Deck Mini, you might use a capture card, depending on what you stream. Twitch, for example, has everything from the main thing that people watch on the streaming platform is like just chatting, which is just random people, right? Talking to audiences, they're doing whatnot. Like this guy's doing Trump, whatever. This guy's like, I don't know, they're just fooling around, talking with their audience. All of them, you can even see the Elgato product right here. All of these people use this kind of items. And if we look at the chart for how many people use Twitch, it's crazy. Like just this year alone, it almost grew like 80% in the amount of Twitch viewers. If we look at the broadcasters, this is what's very interesting, right? The amount of people broadcasting has literally doubled in 2 years. And each one of these people are most likely going to be buying one type of Elgato product, if not more. And multiple amount of these people are probably going to buy Corsair and stuff like that to build their PCs. The amount of people that actually, on like in addition to this, the amount of people that are going to be buying like Corsair's products for Christmas and the holidays, like basically their peripherals, headphones, keyboard, stuff like that, is going to be massive in my opinion. So I think their Q4 is going to be one of the biggest quarters they've ever had, like in the history of this company has ever had a Q4 in. I think they're going to at least double, if not triple, their last Q4's revenues easily in my opinion. And that's going to be pretty crazy. Now, the only bad thing about what can possibly happen about Corsair is if you're looking 2021, 2022, if their revenues completely take a nosedive. But I just do not see that happening, man. I just do not see that happening. The reason I use Twitch's numbers is because obviously a lot of people watch Twitch and they're the number one streaming platform. But it's not only Twitch. Like, it's not only 6 million people that are in the market to buy Elgatos. There's thousands of, tens of thousands, if not, I would say millions of people on YouTube and even overseas that actually stream. Even like teachers or whatnot maybe want to stream. Like, it's pretty big. The actual markets for this company, right? And I think that's just growing, and that just going to continue to grow. If you look at their Q4, they already made 500 million in Q3. I think it wouldn't be far-fetched to say they'll make like 800 million, in my opinion, something around there for Q4. Now that might be a little stretch, but if they do that, I think that's just going to blow them out of the water. Their last Q3 earnings, they completely blew analysts out of the water, which is why I think the stock IPO'd in such a good time. Unfortunate time if you want to buy the stock, but good time for the company, which basically made the stock shoot up from $17 to $50. But like I said, if it goes anywhere under 30, it's a freaking buy in my opinion. You could probably, if you get the stock for like $25, it's an easy 2x in my opinion, if you're willing to hold this for like a year at least. But yeah, that is basically my opinion on Corsair Gaming. Do not sleep on this stock. And I do think you guys should definitely look into this more. Research the CEO. He's actually a pretty smart guy. He has like interviews, stuff like that. The other bad thing is that they do have quite a bit of debt. But the CEO and the company, they actually like talked about how they're basically using the interest rates of how low they are to actually like benefit from it and not have to specifically have too much cash on hand. But that is another kind of like gray area part about Corsair is their balance sheet. But if you guys want to do that, make sure to look at Corsair Gaming Stock. Do not sleep on it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.